High five, everyone. Hello. Today, I'm here to bring you some news, some solutions to the homeless situation. There are in the works some solutions going on, and it is happening in Utah. Let me give you some quick info. The Utah Office of Homeless Services and Services Board, they unveil a site for 1,300 bed homeless campus. They're calling it a campus. After long, secretive, I don't know why it's secretive. That's what the article says, secretive search. It's located at 2520 North 2200 West in Salt Lake City on roughly 15.85 acres. Yeah. I've been in Salt Lake City. Well, all of their streets have numbers, and it's either north, south, east, or west, I believe. But yeah, they're all numbers. So you know where you're at by the number and the letter. Okay, yeah. I mean, they made it pretty easy, right? Instead of Broadway or, some kind of name. Yeah, where the heck is Broadway? Well, if you're on 2200 West, you know exactly where you are. Must be good to be a Uber driver there. Now, there are some glitches going on, some glitches. Missing transportation links could trip it up because there are no transit stops. The closest one is 2.5 miles away. But I'm no rocket scientist, but I'm telling you what, I've got the solution for that too. Okay? What you do is you put a transit stop close to it when the time comes. There you go. I'm from Tucson, and we have Suntran. And I'm telling you what, for years, we won awards for the best in the nation of transit system, the bus system. And it's really fantastic. Our bus system is really something. It goes everywhere. And then we also had the tram, and that services a nice area for students. I'm trying to get around things like that. Yeah, it is really nice. And they're all free. So just when the time comes, get a special bus system that can go out there. I mean, even if it's like once every 2 hours, get a bus system that goes out there. It just makes that stop. 2.5 miles isn't that bad, okay? Okay. I'll put in my 2 cents, right? I'll write letters. Now, Tucson has a great vision for homeless campus, but plans ambiguity sparks concern. Of course, there's always going to be these concerns. There's always these naysayers, aren't there? We're trying to get something going. If we could just make the first steps, okay? The notes, they cost estimates is $65 per night, and remaining uncertainty on many other details. That is a lot, $65 a night. That's almost like, I mean, you might, not probably these days, but you used to be able to find a motel for cheaper than that. But I do believe that there's food available. Let me keep going here. Utah's new homeless campus raises fears of forced isolation. Advocates say it looks like a jail. Yeah. Well, a lot of apartment buildings and structures are starting to look that way too. There's no ornaments or anything. Yeah. Critiques from advocates that the facility resembles incarceration more than a support campus. Well, they have to go ahead and build it with the least cost available. Yeah. I mean, isn't it better than the streets? But wait, there's more. Yeah. Utah Governor Spencer Cox says homeless campus envisioned to fulfill Trump's order is a top priority. Discussion on how the state views the project as a key initiative with some linkage to federal policy. Yeah, there you go. So they are trying to get something going. They're calling it a campus. And What is absolutely going to happen is, I've read this, is that they're going to have many facilities and services inside this campus. One mainly will be mental health and drug rehabilitation. And that sounds good to me, okay? So here's the fact. Utah is planning a large homeless service campus, not a work camp. So let me go into the work camp. Why would I mention work camp? Well, the first I heard about that is walking around here talking to some of the homeless men that I had talked to previously last year. When I first get to Tucson, I like to go to the parks and I like to walk around and see what's going on. A lot of you say, be careful, be careful. Oh, I am. I am careful. I have my alarm and I also have, it's in my pocket, my pepper gel. Yeah, I always carry this. I'll put it up here for now. I always carry that with me now. And I have it ready to go because you just never know. And there are loose dogs running around too. Not on leashes, so there's another issue. So I'm walking around and I'm talking to them, and one of them said, you do know. I said, well, it looked like Santa Rita Park. They cleaned that up. Where did they go? And then they said, well, 100 acres is being cleaned up too. And I said, where are they all going? And they said that they're being sent to work camps in Utah. It's like a prison. They're picking them up and they're driving them there and dropping them off. They're work camps. Well, that's how I found this information out. And we'll talk about rumors in a minute, how they get started. Yeah, this is the truth. It will have beds, mental health treatment, detox, job support, and transitional housing. I don't know. Let me know in comments. Do you think that's a good thing? Oh, and plus, do leave me a comment, even if it's just an emoji, okay? And please share this video. I want everybody, please, to send it to at least one other person, okay? Thanks. And subscribe. So it's controversial because of its size, location, and the closed campus feeling. Ooh. Critics say it feels too institutional, which fuels fear. Supporters say it's designed to give structure and services, not punishment. Yeah. So what do you think? Does that sound like punishment? Well, yeah, rumors come from fear. They really do. Powerlessness and past bad experiences. Yeah. So really, when people live without a home, without stability, without a place to call their own and lay their head, every whisper becomes a warning. And it gets just passed around, doesn't it? Yeah, if you're already feeling invisible, you assume the worst because nobody keeps you informed. Which comes to the fact on being a nomad. There was so much fear-mongering going on. If you have a lot of fear, if you are living in a situation like a nomad van lifer, especially if you're new, well, yeah, it does feel like, am I going to be okay? That's where these rumors get started. One person says one thing and they say, oh my gosh, because they feel unstable, they feel fear, just being a nomad themselves. And these rumors get started. Yeah. Common triggers of a rumor: lack of information. People fill in the blanks. Closed door government planning. People assume sinister motives. And in many cases, they are. It's not just, a fear on that one. They've proven themselves to be dastardly in many cases, right? Right? Fast sweeps, like in Tucson, Phoenix, and San Francisco. Rumors feel believable. Now, I will mention that Tour de Tucson is coming really soon. I don't know the exact date, but it's here. It's coming. Or has it already come? Yeah. When is Tour de Tucson? Let me know. And so a lot of people are saying, oh, they're just cleaning it up because of that. Because there's going to be bikers from all over the world come here, right? And so they want to clean it up. But that's not really the case. They've been doing this for a while now. Because I mentioned in this morning's video, go see that if you haven't already. You know what I'm saying? Go see this morning's video because there's updates on homelessness in Tucson. Yeah. Proposition 312. Okay. And what that offers Tucson citizens, what that proposition, the people overwhelmingly voted yes on it. So a lot of people say that, no, this has been going on since last year, that a biker was murdered by a group of homeless people near one on our Relito, or our the bike path that goes all the way around the city. In this one area, they were living in these tunnels near in a wash. Now in Tucson, when I say a wash, you might say, if you're from East, go, what's a wash? A wash is like a deep ditch, and they're everywhere in Tucson because, well, not right in the city, but around the city, because it's when it rains here, it rains. And what happens is, because the ground is more caliche, it's very hard, more cement-like, that the water just doesn't drain into and soak in. What it does is it creates floods. So we have these washes. They're natural. Most of them are natural. Okay, so what else? Distrust of mental health facilities. Yeah, some feel treatment centers equal control. And stories spreading fast at shelters, soup kitchens, and camps. Here's one of the issues that can start their rumors on where they're sending us to a work camp. Auschwitz itself. They're already being moved from place to place. I mean, that's a given. Let me move this table. They're already being moved from place to place. I mean, that's like at Santa Rita Park. They're moved from there. They had to move themselves. I was informed that they had 3 months to find a place. They were offered shelter. They were offered a place. They were offered help. But they had to take it now, and many of them did not. But I'm assuming probably a lot of them did get help. They said, I'm in. If they were smart, I'm in. But the ones who didn't, they just distrust being moved from place to place. And nobody tells them where people go after sweeps. So that's how those rumors start. They hear about large facilities being built out of state. Ooh, yeah, that's scary. And some people intentionally escalate the rumor. And that's what happened with a lot with the Nomad World on YouTube, is a lot of people were just intentionally escalating it for clicks. Yeah, for views, to make money. Yeah, and they got it. I mean, they got it. I know a couple of the channels that were really doing it, they kind of went downhill because people stopped believing them. So here's my opinion. Van life and homelessness and freedom all overlap. They really do. A lot of people say, well, you're homeless. If somebody said I was homeless, I wouldn't be offended. I mean, what I should say is, yeah, I poop in a bucket. Of course I'm homeless. And then other people say, oh, Lee, you're not homeless. You're just houseless. It really doesn't matter. If you want to say I'm homeless, I don't care. I'm just having the time of my life. I love my freedom. So what do we know now? What do we know? The facility is located in Salt Lake City. It's being built on about 15.85 acres. It was being designed to offer approximately 1,300 beds, along with wraparound services, treatment, employment support, healthcare, and case management. The timeline, they say, initial operations are expected to begin in 2027. So they have all of 2026 to get it together. The issue is we do need help now. Listen to this. This model is a hub and spoke. This campus is the hub, and services across the region will link into it. Okay? What is not clear? Still being developed. Here we go. How many people will be selected for participation? Yeah. And how are they going to do that? Yeah. Is it going to be for males and females? Are they going to be all together? These are questions that I do have. Is it a statewide or just for Salt Lake City? The project is announced by the state of Utah and located in Salt Lake City. It's aimed at people experiencing homelessness in Utah broadly, but the emphasis is on the Salt Lake County region. Yeah. Whether participation is voluntary or mandatory, or how much accountability will matter. Yeah. And full funding, full build out, what phases include. While the initial opening is 2027, full completion, expansion area, and total cost are still in planning. So basically, this is going to be for Utah, mainly Salt Lake City. But I bet this is going to be a situation where it can be duplicated all over. This is going to be an experiment, I bet. So I'm anxious to see how this goes. But no, they aren't sending people to work camps in Utah. Now, it seems aimed at individuals experiencing homelessness rather than families. Yeah, they're referring mostly to individuals. So I was talking to somebody in the park about this yesterday. And yeah, it did make me think. What she mentioned was, why are we spending all of this money just on homeless people when families and seniors and children are hurting so much? And it did make me think, yeah, I bet I'm happy this is happening, but I bet there's going to be some people that will question that. You know how it is. But yeah, we all, there's so many people that need help in the United States. Yeah. So basically, it's not a work camp. No. And it will be, I'm going to keep everybody updated on this. Let me know what you think of this. There are solutions. If every state built this and build it build it cheaply, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, these people are sleeping outside. And, they need a place to hang their hat and lay their head down. Now, I'm not saying that it needs to be like some of these shelters where they can't bring anything in. There's so many requirements. I'm talking about a place that there are going to be services. They're going to let them bring their stuff in. I mean, go through it, clean it up. We don't want lice and bed bugs running around this facility because somebody came in with a dirty bag. And so I'm talking about something like that. But if they have things, yes, if they can clean them up, sterilize them somehow, have their own lockers, have their own places, and have it like a campus where they can get help. I think that's wonderful. I really, really do. I want you to share this, okay? Because this will help with rumors, and it helps me, and it also helps people knowing what's going on. We've got to know what's going on. We can't just bury our heads in the sand anymore because there's too many out here. They have loose dogs. They're hurting other people. We've got to address this issue. So here is a solution. And I love it. I really do. I will see you tomorrow morning, okay? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Got it? Bye. Love you guys.